Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, all you weirdos. Jim here, and we have some breaking news. Now, the breaking news isn't that I just spilled my coffee on me right before recording this as I move my mic into position. That's old news, because I actually did that last night as well, because I'm what you call a klutz. Not a handsome man either, but here is the breaking news, which allows me to hit it again. 2 new miniseries, Scarlett and Destro, enter the Energon universe. That's right, the Energon universe is going to be expanding. 2 miniseries, though I saw a lot of people reacting to this news, thinking it was like the, death nail call for this Energon universe. Again, these are only miniseries, and we'll see. We shall see. Here is the news. This is directly from the Skybound announcement. Today, Skybound and Image Comics, in collaboration with leading toy and game company Hasbro, announced 2 all-new G.I. Joe limited series set within the Energon universe, Scarlett and Destro. Scarlett and Destro, featuring 2 of the most iconic G.I. Joe characters ever. I wonder what... the Scarlett and Destro. Oh, yeah. Will arrive in comic book shops in June 2024. And it says red hot writer Kelly Thompson. Red hot she is. Black Widow, Birds of Prey. Black Widow won an Eisner for best new book, and then just kind of got canceled after that. I think it was more of delays, stuff like that. I actually liked that series of Marvel. It didn't really have a lot of forward momentum going on in it, but I did kind of like it. Birds of Prey, I think, is garbage, but that's just me. I end up thinking that it's one of the most overrated books in comics right now. I think that people just want that Birds of Prey book, and they don't care what they get, obviously, because I don't know if I said this, that book is garbage. And artist Marco Ferrari, the Ferrari on Frontiersman, a book that I actually read for a bit and enjoyed, introduced some of the most anticipated characters to the Energon universe in ways you'll never expect. And Scarlet #1, I kind of think we'll get, kind of what we expect. They'll be in the comic. Launching June 5th, 2024. And this is what Kelly has to say. I'm fortunate that, thanks to my job, I often get to dig into characters and worlds that I've loved for a long time, says Kelly Thompson. But G.I. Joe Scarlett is truly one of my first geek loves as a kid. I always end up, I want to see the interview where they end up coming out and like, oh, you're doing Scarlett. What do you think of that? Scarlett, who's that? I don't even know who that is, but I'll do my research and I'll make sure I write a pretty darn good comic. No, everybody ends up, it's everybody's long love. It's my long-time love, it is. I guarantee you at some point you could gather a list, and the list is like through the, oh, that's what about that? Oh, that was my other long-time love. Oh, that was my other. But G.I. Joe Scarlett is truly one of her geek loves as a kid. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have a hand in building her for this new, incredibly cool and rich universe at Skybound. Yes. So I saw a lot of people reacting to this. I don't mind Kelly Thompson. At one point, I would say I was a fan. Very inconsistent. She is up and down, even within a series, even within an arc. You never know what you're going to get. But when she's good, she's pretty good. But when she's bad, she's pretty bad. But at least you get that good. A lot of the writers nowadays, you never get to that good part. You're waiting and waiting, and you do not get to that. But she's okay in a mini-series, and something on the idea of Kirkman overlooking this. Maybe it'll be good. And then we have the other one, and then acclaimed writer Dan Waters. Again, I like Dan Waters. I find him very inconsistent through series and within the series itself. Very similar. And they list Loki, and Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon lives. All right. And artist Andre Bresson, Dark Ride and Birthright. That is obviously a Joshua Williamson guy right there, mentioning those 2. And Andre Bresson, I don't mind. And I even said earlier, like Marco Ferrari, I like that name. Yeah, pretty good artist. It's not anything that is my favorite, but I'm not going to say that that's a bad choice, right? Yeah. Change the balance of power in Energon Universe forever, and Destro #1, launching June 19th, 2024. I'm incredibly excited to bring Destro to life with Andre, said Dan Waters, as if he's Dr. Frankenstein himself. This is going to be a visceral, explosive thriller in which he, Destro, isn't very nice to anyone at all. Now, I don't know. I've said this before in my reviews. I'm not a huge all-time G.I. Joe fan. I kind of know Destro isn't nice to people. Reminds me of myself. Everything you'd want from your favorite amoral arms trafficker. That is what I want. Maybe, a little killings involved in that, and maybe a heart of gold underneath that tough facade. That's what I would like. But again, I don't really know. But that's the news. That's the big news of, hey, everybody, we're going to expand it. And it makes sense. The Energon universe is going through the roof. Everybody's loving it. Everybody down at the old rec center can't get enough of it. And why not expand? And again, I did see some videos already and some reactions to, and more to Kelly Thompson with the Scarlett deal. And I just don't know who else you would get. Now, there's plenty. I mean, there's tons of writers, but I don't think that's a horrible choice. We'll have to wait and see. Plus, it's a mini-series. I think it'll be tighter in that form. And again, you also have some people overseeing this that I think will make sure that it's pretty good. And so far, so good. Every book is really good. And I do apologize. Every time I talk about the Energon universe, I even had a ranking of my books and what I like last week on our Best of the Week show when me and my man Gray ended up doing that. And I always do forget Void Rivals, which did come out this week and may make an appearance on this week's Best of. But I apologize for that. But all four books are good. And all four books seem to really get people excited with, even if you're not a G.I. Joe fan, they're liking Duke and Cobra Commander. Even if you're not a Transformers fan, they're liking Transformers. And I think that it has opened up things, and I think that it's gained at least my trust going forward that they're going to pick the right people and they're going to have books that are really good. As an aside, Joshua Williamson, not my favorite writer of all time, but I think Duke is awesome. And I do like Cobra Commander. That's a little bit more of the Cobra Law stuff that's a little, I'm learning. I'm getting involved with that, but I think that this Energon universe right now is almost a can't miss deal. And until it misses, I'm going to keep saying it's a can't miss. And that's how I'm going to go into it. So I'm looking forward to these. I'm looking forward to reading about Scarlett and Destro and all of the others. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this, if it's a good idea to expand with these miniseries, because I think that's a great idea. The idea of not having a full out Scarlett, ongoing, just having a mini, having that for Destro. And then I'm sure that this shows that we'll have even more miniseries as we go forward. So I think that is pretty cool. So let me tell me. I don't have to tell you anything. Let me find out what you think by you commenting and letting me know, like, which one of these you want. Maybe there's some other things that you end up wanting from the Energon universe as well. Obviously, these are G.I. Joe minis. Do you want some, side Transformers things? I don't know. Let me know. And I will talk to you all later.
Weird science is the revolution.